Yo, what's up, everybody? I hope you guys had a great weekend. You are tuned into the Juicebox Heroes podcast, and I'm one of your hosts, PK. As always, we have the Dubon Fan Club president, Mr. Chris Moreno, who's super pumped today because of what we witnessed at Diakin. And we also have, as always, Sweet B Bones. Fellas, how was your weekend?
Man, I would say we had a pretty fantastic weekend. The kiddos down here in League City, they battled a lot of I would say a lot of infield hits, a lot of bad hops, a lot of balls that I've literally saw curve around the third baseman, come back, and then curve around the left fielder. But another W for the League City Marlins. So that puts us at 7-3-1 as we go into this Easter week break. I guess we don't have another game for another 12 days, but enough of that. Man, I would say, dude, it's been a great weekend to be an Astros fan. We got to see Cam Smith's first major league home run. The Astros
Yep.
got a series win. Space Cowboys did their championship weekend. Those jerseys and their hats look fantastic. The prices, not so much. But yeah, man, everything's good on this end. Browse, how's everything going for you?
It was great, man. You already hit on it. Good weekend to be an Astros fan. So, I've got to eat a little bit of crow from my prediction of last week, which I'm happy to do. One of the things I did say was that I was hoping that they were going to be in a rubber match, and I was wrong on Sunday. So I know we're going to be talking about that. But other than that, we had a great Masters week too for all you golf fans out there.
Yeah, we
Some
did.
exciting golf, and yeah, kids got to win and in Little League, so can't go wrong. How about you, PK?
No, it was pretty uneventful. A lot of Masters watching this weekend and getting frustrated with the streaming and which one I needed to go to and which one. There's like four different options in the streaming to do it, but yeah, a lot of Masters watching at the same time while watching the Astros. So, but yeah, we touched on it. They won today. They won 7-3. We won a series. We'll talk about a lot about it. This episode, but Wesneski, struck out 10 today. Dealing was dealing. Paredes, another bomb today, another 3-run bomb. 3 days in a row of Paredes bombs. So, you know, we got to see we got to see his first one on Friday. Me and Chris were there at the game. And then, like I started with the opening here. I know you can't tell by the excitement, the excited look on our friend's face that we call Moreno, but Dubon broke out the torpedo bat today, fellas, and he got a single.
He had a cheat.
And
He had a cheat.
it's legal. It's legal now. Look, now since our guys are using it, it's legal.
Yeah, it's good now.
But yeah, no, look, man, it was good. We needed that. Same with Braz said. I got to eat crow on this one. I don't mind doing that when my prediction is wrong. We needed a series win. Now we're going to go into St. Louis.
Win.
Yeah, division series. Especially coming off how we ended the Seattle series, right? With the walk-off walk. The bats woke up huge on Friday night. I think Braz text our group and said, "Hey, save some for the next day." Well, they didn't.
They did not.
So they did not.
They did not.
They got it all out on Friday, but thankfully they came back today and put up some runs. So big. I say big. I think it's big in the sense that, Braz, you said it's a division series win, right? And the Angels have been playing well coming in. They just beat the brakes off the Rays, and I'm not putting the Rays way up there, but I'm just saying that they've been playing really well coming into this series. So. We had a fan catch, possible interference. That really wasn't. All kinds of stuff. Cam Smith hit his first bomb. So we can go on and on. But let's start with Friday night. Chris, what do you think about Friday night? What we saw? Cam Smith hit his first bomb. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, man. We had the best seats in the house. I think. Friday was one of those games that it started off kind of slow, and then when it took off, it took off. We saw a grand slam by Diaz, which was the Astros' first grand slam since 2023.
His first ever too.
Blanco needed a bounce back start after his first two subpar starts. He had did he go 5 or did he go 6?
He went 5.
All right, 5 really good innings. I mean, but like the offense, it was one of those things that you're waiting on. You're waiting on this offense to finally erupt. And erupt it did. I mean, everybody did everything. Yeah, there was one guy that I noticed that had the big goose in the whole box score from Friday night, and that was Dubon. So that's why he had to, go sell his soul to go get a torpedo back. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, I mean, everything about it, was fantastic. Great night. But then you kind of like getting prepared to go look at yesterday's game. And it's like, it's an old baseball trope because normally it's like when your team goes out there and they score 14, 15 runs, it's like 8 to 9 times out of 10, they're going to come back and maybe score 2 runs. Right. And that's kind of what we saw Saturday. I think they had 3 total hits. I think they were 0 for. I mean, like they only had like one or two, one at bat with runners in scoring position. I mean, so. But yeah, man, Friday night kicked off. Logan Van Wy finally got to see some action, so that's nice. Thank you, Espada, for gracing us with his presence. And then at the end, I mean, I guess they were safe to put Contreras in when they were up by like 14 runs, and he actually, had a scoreless inning. So don't put him in any close game in the next 2 or 3 games.
That's correct.
It won't hurt you.
Well,
so, yeah,
wait, he did give up but he gave up a run, didn't he? Didn't he come in?
I might have been. I don't remember him giving up a run. I thought he was 3 up, 3 down. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it didn't matter, but yeah, keep him in
the box score on that one.
Yeah, keep him in those type of games, blowout games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see on Friday that they finally woke up. And Chris, one of the things you touched on was, they actually did look like the Astros of old. And it was nice to see Yanier get his grand slam. I mean, he's been struggling at the plate, and I don't think that's a secret. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have a torpedo bat at this point. And if we're going to be handing out torpedo bats, let's go ahead and give one to our friend Chaz while we're at it too. But anyway, there you go, a little on base. But anyway, point being is this was really nice to see him score 2 touchdowns, on a Friday night, and especially lucky for you guys while you were there. But like we said, it's and I text out, I really wish they would have saved some of that for Saturday, because Saturday's performance, I was not exactly thrilled with. Let's put it that way. I mean, they only scored 1 run in the entire game, so it's like, what are you going to do there? And then you already touched on the game today for Sunday. And if anybody was listening to my predictions, I said take the over. Well, you hit 2 out of 3 of them. So you got the over today and the over on Friday, because we scored another touchdown today. So anyway, I think we've talked about it. It was a great series win in the division. It was something the guys needed. Hopefully they're going to be carrying this momentum, and momentum is what they need right now. They need a spark of something. And I think that Friday game that you two were at was the actual spark game that they had that's going to be moving them forward. So I'm really glad that they got that out of their system, and hopefully that's going to wake them up moving forward. Anyway, PK, I know you were there, man. So
it was it was great to watch. It was I'm glad we got to witness that, because because it's always cool to see Nationals win, and then it's also pretty sweet to see some balls flying out of the yard. But to see Cam Smith's home run, man, what a sweet feeling that's got to be. I mean, the dude was pumped when he hit a double, and you can see that young energy. He's pumped, and then his next at bat he goes yard. I mean, and kind of curious to see what whoever caught the ball, did they give it back to the guy? I haven't seen anything on Twitter or X or anything. But it looks like Cam is getting a little bit more comfortable in the box, right? I mean, he's. And we talked about it, I think, on Thursday, maybe last week also. But, every at-bat that this kid gets, whether he succeeds or whether he gets an out, it's more pitching that he's seeing, more comfort in that box, knowing these guys are going to be trying to throw to him. and then now you can probably kind of relax a little bit more, as each at bat comes. So, we hope that we hope that he can, continue this little run that he's on. Paredes, I mean, good Lord, that guy, hit the foul pole on Friday night, bomb yesterday, and then a 3-run bomb today. So, I mean, take advantage of those Crawford boxes that are, right. It's a short porch. So, I think all in all, it was a pretty good weekend. I mean, we talked about a little bit with Ronell needing to have a really bounce back, outing, from compared to his previous one. I think he did that. I think he needed that. He did it. And, now we can use that hopefully as motivation or, for his next start. And then on Saturday, we had Gusto making his MLB debut as a starter, and for people that don't remember, he was supposed to start game 162 last year, but it got rained out and it didn't matter in standing. So, we've seen him primarily as a reliever so far this season. With Arrigetti's injury, we kind of figured that Gusto was going to get a spot start. He got the spot start. I did hear on the broadcast that he was going to be on a pitch count, for that start. So, but he went, I think, 4 innings, maybe 4 1/3, somewhere in there. That's when we saw Logan Van Wade come in, get his first major league strikeout. I mean, I thought he looked pretty good. But it was just one of those nights on Saturday where you couldn't hit Tyler Anderson. I think that was the pitcher, the lefty.
Yeah, it was.
And so, he's got a little bit of a funky windup. He hides the ball pretty well. He does this like double kick with his right leg before he, throws the ball. But it's a lefty, so we just didn't do good on Saturday. So it was good to come back, get a series win, and we get to move on to St. Louis. Rotation flips over. Got our 1-2 punch coming tomorrow on Tuesday. So Fromber tomorrow, Hunter Brown, Diesel on Tuesday, and then we are TBD for Wednesday. Before we get into the Cardinals thing, let's talk about Mr. LMJ. He's got another rehab start coming. A little bit of news today. Dana Brown was saying he's probably going to get another rehab start down in Corpus. And the anticipation, if everything goes well, would be to have him back for the April 25 through the 27 series, which would be against Kansas City. So we'll see. Well, what y'all think about that possibility of having LMJ, making a season debut after 2 years, really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for him. I mean, like, again, I mean, everybody here, I mean, is giving him a hard time. I mean, but like he looked good on Saturday. I mean, 4 shutout innings. I think he had 3 strikeouts. No, I'm sorry. I did him dirty. He had 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So he's looking really good. I mean, so like I know that he's got to be itching to get back on the mound. I mean, he hasn't pitched since, what was that, game 3 of the World Series against the Phillies, where they completely rocked him.
Has it been that long?
Well, yeah, hell yeah,
it's been that long. Wow. Yeah.
Well, that was again. They left him in. They left him in on purpose just to save the bullpen.
Yeah. I mean, so I think it's going to be really good. I think that could be another good shot in the arm. I mean, depending on how they're going to use him. Again, I mean, I know if it was me, I would make him that long reliever. Go 3, anywhere from 2 to 4 innings out of the bullpen if needed. I mean, but I would assume, with McCullers and, you have that open spot with Arrigetti being hurt, he'll probably take that 5th spot. And then, Arrigetti comes back. Maybe you see something like Gusto going back down to Sugarland where he's going to get regular, everyday playing time, where he'll probably roll right into that rotation. And that's going to be a dirty rotation down there too with Colton Gordon, AJ Blueball, because Blueball came back this.
Yeah.
He came in the second half of that piggyback behind McCullers, and he was filthy too.
Filthy.
I mean, so,
yes.
So like I said, I mean, that's kind of what I probably think it'll happen. Is he'll probably take that 5th spot. You'll probably, I don't know, I don't know, because then like you have to think. I mean, Wisniewski has not pitched himself out of the rotation. I mean, he's looked really good his last 2 starts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good problem to have. I mean, you could probably, I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, Arrigetti looked good. I mean, he kind of had that one shaky start. So, I mean, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, though. I mean, but like, I know he's got to be pretty pumped. You said that he was going to get another. This could be what could be his last rehab start down in Corpus Christi.
Yes. Yeah. They expectation is to have him back at the end of the month. So what's today? Today is 13. So
Yeah.
so 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks from today, be a Friday game.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty stoked. I mean, I'm happy for him. I just hope that he can stay healthy. Browse, what you got?
Well, I mean, the three of us, you're right, have made kind of a running joke about McCullers and what's going to happen, and all that. Is he going to continue to be a barista? Is he just going to be the HEB actor? All that other kind of stuff. But yeah, I agree, man. I am totally happy for him that he's coming back. And all three of us have pontificated on what his role is going to be, but it looks like, I mean, from everything I've seen, that they're stretching him out, that they want him to actually be a starter. It is kind of frustrating that we don't have like an official word saying like, oh, hey, by the way, he's filling that fifth spot, just like you were talking about. Or, hey, he's coming in, he's going to be your long reliever. Or, we even talked about, putting him in a high leverage situation, like maybe the 8th inning or even something like that. I don't think that part's going to happen. I think the way that they are getting him ready to come back up to the big league club, it looks like they're stretching him out. I guarantee you he's going to be on a pitch count no matter what happens, whether it's going to be long relief or in a starting position or whatever the case may be. So if they do throw him in there, say like in a, fifth starter role, you can 100% guarantee that they are going to be using that bullpen up that day as well. So, I'm just glad that we've got another option coming back. And if he can be the same Lance McCullers Jr. that we're used to and that we haven't seen in a while, but we know what he can do. And, the actual promise of him going out there and pitching is fantastic. So either way, I don't care. I just want to see him on the field, and I want to just hope that he succeeds in any way that he possibly can.
Well, that's we're all happy for him because none of us want to see some guy get hurt, right? I mean, and so we made fun of him a lot about the copy thing. But how about let's earn some of that contract that you're getting paid? You know what I mean? Like let's get him out here.
Touche.
And
kick a man when he's high. I swear.
Hey, no, it's just this is part. I mean, I think it's the same for the organization. It's like, hey, feel free to.
He's not wrong.
Get out there. I think, Chris, like you said, it's a good problem to have where we have some depth in our rotation, in our big league club. I think you talked about sending Gusto down or Gusto, however you want to pronounce it. I kind of like Gusto up as that spot starter because let's say you start McCullers. Okay, let's just say you start McCullers, and he's on a 60 pitch count, something like that, right? So he goes 3, 4, 4.5 innings, something like that. Well, then Gusto can come in, and then there's another bridge, hopefully like McCullers has done, his job to where, it's kept the other team at bay or enough at bay to where our offense can cover it. But you have McCullers and Gusto, kind of piggybacking each other too later on in the later innings. So there's that scenario, but I still think, and we've talked about it like for a minute, I like McCullers as that long guy, the connecting arm to our late game guys, and I think that's going to prolong his career because you're not, it's 2 to 3, like Chris, and it's like beating a dead horse, like 2 to 3 innings, right? You're not out there, throwing 90 pitches, when your arm gets stretched all the way out, and he's actually going. I like that. And that's a pretty damn good arm, to have as that bridge reliever, to your late game guys. So be interesting to see. Braz, I kind of agree with you too, I do agree with you too. Like, hey, like I am surprised there's not been a tweet or some kind of, comment about, hey, what the plan is for LMJ. But at the same time, it is the Astros. They also said that Tucker had a bone bruise for 3.5 months. So, it is what it is. We'll go on and figure it out from what we're doing now. So really pumped from him. We're gonna see what he does at his next start down in Corpus. And man, could be 2 weeks from now. We'll see him at the old ice box pitching for our Astros.
I like it.
So let's talk about, y'all saw the fan interference, non-interference thing on Saturday? Was it Saturday? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So my first watching it live, I thought that they were gonna, call the batter, excuse me, call the batter out, remove the fan. I honestly didn't know about the rule going. Like, I knew that if the ball's in the stands, like, it's fair game between the fan and the player. But I didn't know that even if the player makes a play, the fan still has a right to go and grab the ball or take the ball out.
No,
essentially.
so it's if the fan makes contact with the ball first, then the fan has the right of way. So they compared it to like what happened in the World Series with Mookie Betts. Mookie
Right.
Betts made the catch, and then that schmuck tried to rip his glove off and take the ball.
His
Or what
arm,
happened last
yes,
night was
yeah.
the fan made the ball contacted the fan first, and so and then Trout contacted it. So technically, because the fan touched the ball first, it's fair game. That's why he was moved. He wasn't ejected, but
Yeah.
that was the ruling.
But what a
And
cool
then,
move, though.
Did you see what Trout did afterwards?
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Right? Like, one, you had the fan try to give the ball back to Trout, like when the play ended, which I thought was great. But then I think they panned from the fan to Trout immediately, right? And so it looked like maybe the fan said something as far as not something rude or jerkways. He said I'm sorry or something, because you could see Trout. You could see Trout saying, like, shake his head, like, no, it's okay, right? And then you see the post, after the game where he meets him, gives the kid a bat, signs the ball that was in question. So, look, it sucks that Mike Trout has been injured so much, but the dude is that's just a class act. It really is, because you could, I think, I would assume that the majority of players, if they had something like that, I mean, you look at what Moises Alou did to his own fans when Bartman, when we had the whole Bartman thing. I mean, he's throwing the glove and all that stuff. So, but Trout, what a class act. Really cool for the kid. The Astros did good by not removing the fan. You moved them. They got to stay and watch the rest of the game, but a really, really class act by Trout. So glad nobody got hurt, for sure.
Yeah, it's because he wasn't being a schmuck and trying to rip the glove off like that moron in New York did.
Yeah. I just thought it was hilarious. He tried to give the ball back. That was so awesome.
Well, I think I mean, like, unlike that dude in New York. I mean, you saw the guy kind of like have that, oh shit, what did I just do kind of moment. I'm so sorry. Blah 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 blah. I mean, so I think that's why it went as smooth, as it did. I mean, clearly, I think that guy. I mean, you're there with your son. You have an opportunity to catch a foul ball. I mean, that's got to be every dad's like top list outside of a home run ball, obviously. But taking your son to a game, I mean, like, and you have an opportunity to catch a foul ball, but so you can give it to your son. Yeah, you're going to go above and beyond outside of maybe hopping on the field or anything. So I think in the moment he did it, then he realized, oh my God, I just interfered with this. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Trout was cool about it. The Astros moved him, and then, Trout, hangs out with them afterwards, which is super cool. Man, I need to get me some of them seeds, man. I can get me a Trout bat or something.
I know, like anybody, right?
Right.
Just like accidentally interfere.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no. Sorry.
I'll take the bat now. I'll take the bat. Hey, did you hear about the guy that got yesterday? So they gave away the Orbit City Connect bobbleheads, and there was one golden Orbit. A dude got the golden Orbit. He got an autographed, authentic Jordan jersey, and he got free gas for a year from Phillips 66.
What?
Oh wow!
Imagine that guy.
Dude, give me the gas all day, man. Damn.
Yeah.
I know. Gas is a killer.
No, it is. Well, let's get on to the Cardinals. We got a few more minutes left of this. I got you, Chris. We got a few more minutes on this episode. So the Cardinals, Frommer, the Diesel, and TBD. So what are we thinking going into the Cardinal series?
So what's the Cardinals? What's the record at? Since I'm the defending champion, I guess I'll go first.
Exact as ours, 7-8.
7-8.
All right, 7-8. I mean, this is kind of spitballing. I really haven't paid attention too much to St. Louis Cardinals baseball. I like Fromber and I like Hunter going. I mean, I think that's a pretty hard one too. However, you got to hit the ball. I mean, so who's going for St. Louis those first 2 games?
Smith and Jones. I don't know. I have no idea.
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
I thought Browse had it
All
up.
right.
Nope,
I'll talk about
unfortunately.
some
I had
Either way, though, I think either way, I'm still liking your 1-2.
Sonny
Monday,
Gray
Tuesday.
is
Right.
going to be on Monday.
Okay, so tomorrow Sonny Gray and Fromber, and then Tuesday is Hunter Brown against
Give me 2 seconds.
somebody.
A pitcher.
Against
All right, so-
some dude. Against
I think- all right.
Fetty.
Oh,
which is
Eric Fetty. All right, he's a
decent,
decent
yeah.
pitcher. Yeah.
And then Wednesday
and
is
then-
Palente, who I don't know anything about, but he is 2-0 with a 2.20 ERA. So
what is
we
his
got
name?
decent
What's his last
pitching
name?
coming from the Cardinals. Palente,
All right.
Pallente.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-1. We'll win the first 2, and then I don't know, TBD. He's kind of had an up and down, kind of rocky start these last couple starts. I'll go 2-1. We'll win the first 2, drop the third game. I think that's what I'm gonna go with, and you'll see. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to say Christian Walker will hit a home run in game 2.
Okay.
That's a bold
That's what I
prediction,
got.
sir.
That is bold. Yeah, I also like the 2-1. I really like our 1-2 punch. I really do. I mean, those 2 dudes are, they're giving us 6 innings each outing, I think so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fromber's giving you 7 opening day.
yeah. So you gotten 4 quality starts out of these guys. Now they can do that every outing, but if like we've seen, if the bats don't wake up, the bats don't hit, we don't score with runners in scoring position. It really doesn't matter if those guys go 6 scoreless or 7 scoreless, whatever. But I still like those 2. I will take the 2-1, win Monday, Tuesday, drop the Wednesday TBD game. Breakout player. Did you just do breakout, or you just did?
I just did breakout. And really, it's just I'm predicting somebody hit a home run and see what happens.
All right, I'm gonna predict that when Dubon plays with his torpedo bat, that he's gonna stay on the run, the hitting run of one game.
I don't know why you hate me so much.
I just like to stir the turd, man. That's all. Hey, real quick,
right,
before we get to Browse, do your things. I want to talk about
Oh.
Jake Myers real quick before we get off. Go ahead, Browse.
Okay, Chris, actually, I got a quick question for you, man. So you were
boy.
talking about blue ball earlier. If we've got a TBD
Yes.
on Wednesday, do you think that is who they would possibly call up for a spot start?
No. If they're going to call anybody up for a spot start, it's going to be Colton Gordon because he's already on the 40-man roster. So blue
Okay.
ball's not. So you would have to make a move to make room for blue ball if it's not already full. So
Got it.
it would be Gordon.
Well, and Blue Ball
Okay.
pitches Saturday too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Blue
yeah,
Ball
that's a
pitched
good point.
yesterday.
So
So
he'd be
that'd
out.
only be a 4-day rest.
Okay, so then let's assume Gordon on Wednesday. So St. Louis, I don't know if you guys have been. You already said you weren't following them, and I haven't followed them too terribly much. But
Outside
I did
Arenado.
Right. No, trust me, I get that part. They just literally put a whooping on the Phillies, and I have the Phillies as a pretty good team in the NL East. So, in fact, today I think they beat them 7-0. Anyway. Point being is this is going to be a tough one. And you remember, this is our NL Central division rival too. I mean, we had some bad blood with the Cardinals there for a while. And then there was the whole scandal after, we got
Lunau.
Lunau.
Yeah,
Thank
Luna
you.
with them hacking into our computers and shit.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Lunau didn't change his password, so that's his fault. But anyway, so there's still all that going on. I mean, and then, of course, to stir the pot even more, Arenado blocking the trade to the Astros in the offseason. So, honestly, I think the Astros are going to go in there, and they're going to play mad. So, I'm going 3-0. I think we're going to go in there and sweep it.
Baby
Oh.
Browse.
Especially if we've got somebody like Gordon waiting in the wings that could come in and pitch that TBD game. And not only are we going to sweep it, I think that we're going to have Yordan with a breakout this series. He's finally going to get whatever's going on. I mean, he hasn't been playing bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not that on fire Yordan that we're used to seeing. And I think that's what we're going to end up seeing against the Cardinals. Other than the Phillies, I mean, they played a couple of teams. They played actually already a couple of AL West teams. They've played the Angels, and I believe they played the A's already. So, they've seen some of our division rivals, and, they were pretty much 500 down the road. I mean, we have the exact same record as we do. So anyway, I think we're going to go in there and we're going to mash, and we're going to take this thing down 3-0. And on top of that, I'm going to say, go ahead and take your unders on Monday, Tuesday, take your over on Wednesday.
It's pretty good there. I was thinking about, the unders for sure on Monday, Tuesday. So a couple of things. I thought about a second thing before we get out of here. Did y'all know that today was the first time this entire season, which is still early, that the Astros have won back-to-back? They didn't win back-to-back. Just kidding. They've still won one and lost every. Well, they won and lost. Besides the sweep.
I love how you brought it with such confidence.
I did. Because I was like, man, that would be a good point. And then, as I'm speaking, I'm like, that's a stupid point.
We're going to stat check that real quick.
We're still waiting for back-to-back wins. Hopefully, we'll get it tomorrow. So, but really, on Jake Myers, the dude has been we've always talked about his defense, right? But I feel like this.
Yeah, he made a hell of a good catch today.
I feel like this season so far, he's got to be one of the top defenders, top center fielders, defensively. I mean,
he's looked great.
I mean, he's been phenomenal out there in center field. So this is bat. I mean, we know what kind of bat we're going to get with Jake Myers. I mean, it's 240-ish, 240-ish, run into a few home run streaks. But I saw some on Twitter or X earlier, and he was one of the top center fielders as far as defensive statistics. It was too nerdy for me to get into the weeds on it, but it's definitely an early Gold Glove candidate. It's kind of what that tweet had talked about for Jake Myers. So something to keep an eye on. Be good for him, if he gets that recognition, if he continues that throughout the whole season. So, but fellas, another sweet recap of the weekend. Good series win. Now let's go to St. Louis and let's hand it to our old NL rivals, the hated St. Louis Cardinals. But until then, fellas, I'm PK. That's Chris. And that's Bryles. We will see y'all and talk to you on Thursday. And this is the Juice Box Heroes podcast.
Welcome.
Let's go.
So did Happy Gilmore win the Masters?
No, man. Freaking Rory, dude.
Oh. I had him in my fantasy Masters.
Bryson choked. It was a terrible day for him.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in the way he played today. Man, he had such momentum going in, too.
Yeah, it was not good.